My project is salt-tolerant plants with salt-concentrated soil. Different water salinity levels have been known to cause problems in plant growth. Germination of seedlings is disrupted due to these high salt concentrations. An increase in salt is the cause of the use of irrigation systems. Irrigation systems allow for controlled watering in crop fields, and that's why they are commonly used. Soils with high concentrations of salt are known to be alkaline. When soil has high alkaline levels, it has high pH and high variation of electrical conductivity. The purpose of this experiment is to see if salt concentration plants can reduce the salinity of soil. This would help the germination and growth process of plants in crop fields while still using irrigation methods. My hypothesis is if salt-tolerant plants are planted in salt-concentrated soil, specifically the prickly pear cactus, then there will be specifically the prickly pear cactus, the sunflower, and the wall germinator. Then there will be a reduction in the salinity of soil. The independent variable is the amount of salt each plant is given when watered, and the dependent variable is the growth and wellness of each plant and the salt concentration of the soil. The methods are in a separate container, you need to mix 2 liters for every 2 liters of water, you need 10 grams of salt. This salt water mixture will be used to water the plants. The salt concentration will be measured using the 1-to-1 soil to water method. The 1-to-1 soil to water method is the standard volume of water is added to the standard weight of soil. After 30 minutes, the salinity is measured using a salinity refractor. You will plant each of the plants into the biodegradable pots, and every 5 to 6 days you will water them, and every other week or every 2 weeks you will measure the salinity and record it in a data table. Here are the data tables so far. In conclusion, the predicted results of the test show that the plants are able to survive strenuous conditions, specifically the prickly pear cactus, are able to grow and thrive through salt in its soil. The prickly pear cactus can grow and survive through these conditions because of its normal habitats. It can be predicted that this will help crop yields and decrease the amount of salt in the soil while still using irrigation systems. During this project, I received support when deciding the salt concentrations that were going to be used in the water that the soil was going to be watered with, based on the maximum measurement of the salinity refractor can record and the amount of soil that will not kill the plants but will still be measurable and have a noticeable effect on the plants and the soil. The strengths of this experimental design include all of the plants being tested have the same amount of available light and no possible way for water without a salt concentration to contaminate the soil. Because of this, the soil and the plants will not be changed by external factors. The weaknesses of this experimental design is not being able to tell whether or not the water of the salt concentration has the same measured salinity as other portions of the water. This is because the water and salt are mixed together and dissolved salt portions in the water may be different. Another weakness of this experimental design is that the germination periods of the seed of the wild germinator and the sunflower plants are different. This can cause the salt concentration in the soil to decrease at different times throughout the experiment. This investigation is important in the real world because these findings would be used in crop fields to decrease salt concentrations. When high salt concentrations are decreased, the germination and growth of different plants will benefit. These plants that grow in crop fields can grow properly. Food will be able to go through the production process easier and without the struggle of farmers are being subjected to. Something I learned from this project is that although most plants cannot survive Through high salinity environments, it is some very common plants can live and grow through these conditions. I also learned that cover crops are common, and there's a possibility that plants that are salt tolerant are able to act as a cover crop to decrease the salt concentration of soil, which can save non-salt tolerant plants and the incomes of farmer and food production based companies.